こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。3月26日、火曜日のセッションリキャップを取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。それでは始めていきましょ
う。Monday, and let's take a look at what we got here. So now, demo traders, you need to pay special attention to the numbers. When you get to the chart that you're looking to trade, I'm going to give you the numbers we're going to look for. They're not trades. This is the area we're going to look to be trading in. As you can see, the breakout this morning, we said there's no room. Why? Because there's no room here. And of course, what did it do? It went right to the pip to the target. Right to the pip, although the target for us was not available. All right? Because we had to break the 3900 and the target was at 2868, and there was no place to get it. And we're also not sure yet on this euro if this is a false breakout, in which case they're redoing the trend. Right? So they could very easily be doing a trend across here. See? That could very easily be it, and it'd be a downtrend and not the breakout. So we're going to watch for it. The real trade is down here. When they break this bottom right here, if they do that, break this down to here. Right? So if they continue to
ユーロドル60分です。トレンドラインをブレイクして、まず一つ目のターゲットまで行ってるんですけども、この間はスペースが少なかったのでやりませんでしたと。で、リアルターゲットはこの一つ下の水色のその下ですよね。二つ目のこの右側に矢印ありますけど、この下から打っていきたいねと。
$5 today, and tonight in London we might see him move it all the way down here, and maybe we'll get this trade down here. All right, those are the two trades. So we're really interested in this crypto.
ユーロドルそのまま勢いがついて、ピンクのターゲットまで行くかもしれません。デイチャートまで行くかもしれませんと。
On the break at 29.43, all right, if you take the break, you got to get your stop move by 21. If you take the break at the 21, you got to get your stop move by the 2800. Okay. Yeah, don't forget, there's a beginner's class tonight at 7:30, okay? Beginner's class at 7:30, so.
2943、2943ブレイクしてきたらもう売りですよねっていうことを言っています。
And these are our two areas that we want to trade, right here. You can all see, this is the wide open space, and this is the wide open space, and maybe all the way to the day chart bottom. So once again, snowman, we love snowman. That's what we want to trade, all right? So if we can get that trade, that's the only trade really that the euro has to the downside. But it could also bounce. And if it bounces, and it cannot get support out, as you can see, it's a tough support here. This is going to end up being a head and shoulders, in which case it's the break of the neckline, which would give us the trade right here. All right? So we already got almost to it. All right? So once we break up here, these targets are all taken out. They're no longer here. See? So the area is all the way up to here if we get the bounce. All right? So there you go. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Ryan. Ryan. All right. So that's a real good opportunity there. Yeah, it's open to everybody. All right. And I think we're on lesson 3, Pip. Is that correct? Yeah, lesson 3. We're on lesson 3, so you might want to watch lesson 2 before we do lesson 3 tonight. And it's they're only 45 minutes to an hour long, so you can watch them, and then you'll be caught up. All right. The British pound, we're waiting for some confirmation that it's either going to be a break to the upside, a bounce here, or a breakout to the downside. If it breaks out to the downside, we'll have to redo the targets, but you can see immediately right here, there's a bottom sitting right here. So we want to make this trade.
ポンドドルです。これ240分チャート。跳ね返るかブレイクしてくるかですけど、下にブレイクしてきたらすぐ分かるのはここにサポートがある。ここがターゲットになるということですね。
Once it breaks out, not until it breaks out. It's got to break, hook, and then go like that. Down to here, we'd be looking for a trade below 51.60 down to 50.60. So 100 pips there. All right. If we get the bounce, we're going up to this target. This target's been taken out. So the next target is 52.97, and we would want to trade it above 52.10. Above 52.10 for about 60 pips or 90 pips to the downside. All right, so that's a great opportunity, but it has to prove what it's doing. All right, dollar CAD, we were waiting for the breakout to the downside. Notice it gave all the money back from the London session. That was the London session, it gave every bit of it back. Why? It's a trading day. Today's a trading day. There's nothing in the market, no catalyst. Okay, we'll get to it. We're going to go through every single one of them. Right. All right. So
ドルカナダはロンドンセッションで下げてきた分、全部ニューヨークセッションで戻してきましたよねと。
Given all that back, it's a possibility we could get a move to the downside here on the 240. We are in a downtrend, so we're only a seller, and you can now see why they had a problem. There's a bottom, all right? See? So they bounced it back up, all right? Now that they've taken the bottom out here, maybe they'll take it down to here, all right? So we'll see and watch for it. Again, trading it below this bottom right here would be the smart thing. Trade it to here, down to 101.39, okay? Moving your stop at the 60 and
101.39、1.0139、1.0139まで売っていきたいよねと。
50. Don't be in a hurry to move your stop here, except for this bottom here. If you take the trade up here, you're going to have to move your stop by the time you hit bottom to break even, because you can see it's a bounce point. So if you get the trade up here, move your stop when it hits 180. All right. Swissy, we're in the trade. We're looking to go all the way up to 96.59. All right. Now that's going to be most of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not going to go straight up there because it only has a 70 pip, roughly a 70 pip ATR. All right. So average trading range. So since that's the case, that will be two T30s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So you can see it's a possibility of 3 days, and the market's closed Friday. So as the Swissy continues to move up, it's going to move up, it's going to pull back. It's going to move up, it's going to pull back. It's going to move up, it's going to pull back. It's going to move up, it's going to pull back for 3 days. These pullbacks are opportunities for us to add to our trade on the way up to the top. All right, we're already in the trade. We're holding a stop at 37, which is just below the 382. All right. So our first trade, they've already taken these targets out. You can see there, all these targets have been taken out. So the next target is all the way up here. And that's why we want this trade. So,
ドルフランですけども、これ上に抜けてきたら結構上まで上がるよねっていうことを言ってて、まあこれを狙っていきましょうねっていう感じですよね。でも一応今、エントリーはしてるんですけど、こういう押し目のところで買い増しをしていきたいねっていうこと言ってますね。
Just hold on to it. All right? We can't make the currency move in our session. All right? It's going to flop around here. That's okay. As long as if you accepted the risk, which is 30 pips for 180, we'll make this trade. And we'll get lots of opportunity to trade, add to the position as we continue up, assuming it keeps going up. And that means that they got to keep buying dollars. All right? So right now you can see there's a little sell-off on dollars right now at the end of the session. Okay? That's what they're doing, selling off the dollars that they bought. All right, so what are we looking for? We're going to have a pullback here. All right, does that freak us out? No, because we accept the trade to start with. Okay, they're selling dollars. They're selling the dollar here too. All right, so let's go look at the dollar yen. There's nothing to do on the yen at all until we break out of this bullfight. This is a corrective move. Everybody can see it. There's a trending move, correction, trending move, correction. All right, we may come all the way down to the day chart bottom before we get the bounce. But then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. We do not want to miss this fifth wave. Hopefully they
ドル円することないよねっていうことを言ってて、これ240分チャートなんですけど、まあブルフラッグが見えているので白いトレンドですね。これ割ってきたら買っていきたいけどねっていうことを言っています。で、そしたら1、2、3、4、5波になるので、これは Do not wanna miss this trade。逃したくないよねっていうことを言っています。
finish building this today. If they finish building this today, then maybe we'll get this trade tonight or tomorrow. So we're waiting for that. Nothing to do on it yet. Aussie dollar. We're looking to continue this uptrend. All right. Notice that they bought dollars all day. They bought dollars all day and they did not sell off Aussies. So what are they trying to tell us? We're going up. That's what they're trying to tell us. We're going to the upside. Our target is the day chart top at 105.85. All right. So when we get a pullback.
オージードルです。オージードルは上に抜けてきたら105.85、1.0585 を目指してくるでしょうと。
Which we are having right now. We're getting a little retracement here. When we find the bounce point, wherever that is, maybe here, maybe here. When we find the bounce point, this target's been taken out. So our next target is the R5, and then here, and then here. So we got a two-part trade, 1 and 2. Right here. All right. So we're looking for the day chart top at 105.85. When we get the bounce, assuming we get the bounce, it's 104.44. However, if they keep buying dollars and the Aussie finally says, okay, we're gonna follow the dollar index, we have a non-squared up candle here, and we've got the day chart bottom right over here. So the opportunity is if we break out of here, we're going to come down to here. We're going to move our stop when they square up the candle here, right about 10400. Why did they break through here? They had to break the 10400, so they just did it at one time. So, but now that leaves an unsquared candle. You don't understand squaring up? There's a tutorial on the Demo Traders page. Go watch that video. All right, it's about 15 minutes long, maybe not even that long. All right, here again, we're waiting to see if we can break through here. We do not want to.
今最後に言ってたのはスクエアアップのことで、OG ドル跳ね返る前に一回戻してきてスクエアアップするかもしれませんよねと言っていました。で、続いてユーロ円ですね。
This trade, folks. It is a big trade. All right, got an entry order in at 120.72. All right. So once it gets underway, we'll need a roadmap down through here, but we don't have a swing high, swing low we can use yet. So we'll have to wait. Well, breaking down through the bottom, break 121.48, you're going to move your stop at least at every one of these 50 pip markers down here. You can see that's 200 pips right there plus 50 up here. So there's 250 pips to the downside. All right, we don't want to miss this trade. 250 pips to the downside.
121.40、121円40銭の、をブレイクしたらもうこれ大きなトレード見逃したくないですよねと言っていますね。ユーロ円ですね。今スコットは120.72、120円72銭でエントリーオーダーを入れているってここに書いてありますけど、まあそれから120円ぐらいまで下がっているので、どんどんスコットは取っていますよね。
But it has to first break this bottom, and they have not been successful breaking this bottom.
So.But we have to first break this bottom, not successful って言ってますけども、まあ、この水色のサポートっていうのがすごく強いんですよね。トリプルボトムつけていて、これ割ってきたら売りたいねと。
If that happens, we're going to go pound yen. We remember we anticipated that the pound yen was going to break to the downside today. It just broke right now. There it is. All right? But we can all see having a breakout of a trend doesn't mean anything. Breaking out a trend and breaking the support, that means everything. Alright, so we've broken out, we're coming down, we've gone to the PSR right here. Once we break this bottom, we're looking to go all the way down to here. Alright, this is an up chart. Let me take this off and you can see. That's the wide open space. Alright, we can take this one off too. Alright, so we're still in a correction on this currency. Alright, now you can all see also there's a bottom, a hard bottom right across here. Alright, so we can do just like the EJ. Come down to 60 pips and stop dead right there. So that's the first target right there, and the second target is below it. Everybody see it? Alright, so a break.
ポンド円まずブレイクしてきたら、サポートまで、サポートブレイクしたらその下のサポートまで、これもワイドオープンスペースですよねと。
Which is what we're doing right now. If we break this 29 here, you can make the trade down to the this double bottom, this set of bottoms right here. Which I'll put that line on, and what makes sense, that makes sense right there. I'm going to change the color, it's not a PSR, it's just the bottom. Right. So you can see you got 60 pips to here. Right. So break 29, we're going down to 63. Right. So it's 60 pips down to here. If we break the 63, then we're looking at going all the way down here to 141.58. So we don't want to miss these two trades either. Right now it's currently that's the first breakout.Do
not wanna miss this trade either. 141円50銭まで売っていきたいよねと。逃したくないよねと。
Alright, so does it break out and go typically? No, it breaks, hooks, and goes. So what's it going to have to do? It's going to have to break out here, which is done, and then it's going to have to hook back up to it. Alright, break, hook, and then go. Alright, so we wait for that trade. Might only get this high because of the bottoms right over here. See that? So we only come back up to 68. That's only 20 pips, folks. Go up to 20 pips and then turn and go to the downside. Don't miss it, alright? And it may go right now. I can't trade it from here. Everybody see?
まあ20ピップぐらい戻ってきて落ちるかもしれませんねと。
Why I can't trade it? Look it. That's too risky. I can't trade it from here.
まあでも今からすぐっていうことはちょっと無理で、なぜならこのボトムがあるからですよねと。なのでブレイクしてフックして5かブレイクしてくるかですよねと。
Alright. So we've got to get it to pull back up and then trade into that and hopefully get a break, hook, and go here, which would double your position. So you see that? If it pulls back up into here, we take a trade here. When it comes down to and takes this bottom out, it'll break, hook, and go here. We'll add another position here for that target. That's only target number 1. All right. Target number 2 is all the way down here at 141.58. We've all gone through this. If it happens tonight in the Singapore or the Asian and you miss it, shame on you. All right. So we know exactly what to do.
ポンド円、ユーロ円、これから、ニューヨークセッション、そして東京マーケットっていう空いてきて、もしこれ見逃したらシェーモンユー、恥を知れっていうことなんですけど、シェーモンユーって絶対見逃すなよっていう意味だと思うんですよね。結果落ちましたし、とはいえ、僕ら日本のトレーダーは夜中だったんでちょっと厳しかったかもしれませんけども、スイングとか、リミット外してた人とかは取れていたんじゃないかなと思います。
Alright, New Zealand, they bought dollars all day and they didn't really sell this off. They only took a 20 pip move on this. Alright, so what are they saying? Yeah. Thursday night ought to be one heck of a night to trade. Alright, exactly correct. Month end, quarter end. Yeah, and it's Thursday on the yen, last day of the week because of Good Friday. Might be sweet. Alright. We know here we could have a pretty strong correction here on this New Zealand. We want the trade up to the top, all right? And she's keeping her head up, staying pretty high up here. That's okay, all right? But if for some reason she does break and go down, we gotta square up this candle down here. So we should see a retracement all the way down to here. And if that happens, we want to take the
9ドルです。何かのきっかけでブレイクしてきたらこのスクエアアップキャンドルまで行くでしょうねと。
Bounce here. Back up to the next target, which is right here. So there you go. So let's pull this down up a little bit for the square up right in here and a bounce. Alright, so that's that, and let's go over and take a look at the exotics. Alright, we're stuck inside a wedge. Okay, what are we in? A wedge. Alright, so we're stuck in the middle of a wedge, right in here. So what do we do when we're in a wedge? We run. You do not trade a wedge. The reason there's a wedge is because there's no direction. Alright, the buyers and sellers are duking it out to see who's going to win. The winners will take it here, the sellers will take it here. So what do? We wait until that happens. And they can get all the way down into here and end up being little dinky lines. I've seen little lines on the euro like that inside of a wedge. Little dots. Where it doesn't even move at all. Nobody wants to buy it until finally somebody makes a decision. There's nothing to do in the Aussie yen until it breaks out. Euro pound, we're looking for this bounce. Are you everybody glad you didn't take the trade now? Buyers and sellers are.
OG 円は特にすることがなくて、次ユーロをポンド行ってみたいと思います。
Duking it out to see who's going to win. The winners will take it here. The sellers will take it here. So what do? We wait until that happens, and they can get all the way down into here. And end up being little dinky lines. I've seen little lines on the euro like that inside of a wedge. Little dots where it doesn't even move at all. Nobody wants to buy it until finally somebody makes a decision. There's nothing to do in the Aussie yen until it breaks out. Euro pound, we're looking for this bounce. Are you everybody glad you didn't take the trade now? You should notice we said, do you want to take this trade? No, I don't want to take this trade because it's of these bottoms. And look what it's done. It's bounced back up. It's gone all the way back up to 88. So the closer we get up to here, the more likely we are to get our sell. A break, if you get it up here, you can see you're going to have to deal with that again. This line's going to be a problem, but now you got enough space to get your stop to break even for the target. And
ユーロポンドはブレイクしてきました。でもトレンドラインで止まっていて、またブレイクフック&ゴーで、スペースができて打っていってもいいかなと。
Target is down here quite a ways, folks, and that's why we want this EG because it pays $1.50 per mini a contract. Not $1.50. All right. So we can see that that in the big picture here, if it goes fast, we're gonna end up down in here. But if it goes slow, which is typical for the EG, all right, it's working a channel. Everybody see what it's doing? Working the channel up to the top of the channel, down the bottom of the channel, up to the top of the channel, down the bottom of the channel, up to the top of the channel, down the bottom of the channel. What are we looking at now? Up to the top of the channel. Alright, so there is what we should see it do today, and this would be a great place for us to take the trade down to here, and maybe down to here.
ユーロポンドです。ユーロポンドは、まあこれは240分チャートです。で、チャンネルラインこう行ったり来たりして、もう必ずチャンネルラインが使われているので、また今じゃあ何するかって言ったら上まで行くっていうことが、考えられますと。で、上まで行ったらこれグレードプレイストトレード。まあ売るには、絶好のポイントですよねっていうことで、売ってチャンネルラインのボトム、そしてこのターゲット。で、もしかしたらこの一番下のターゲットまで行くかもねと。
Alright. So, $1.52 today. Thank you, Ted. So, that's what we're doing. Euro Aussie. Nothing to do here. It took off and went, and was a great trade for those of you who took it in the London session. Nice job. All right, you can see that's a day chart bottom right there. So, we want to be very, very careful on this thing here. I might be able to adjust this. Let me see what happens if I bring this out of here. Oh yeah, that's even better. See? I got to prove the hard line. Everybody can see what the problem with this is. It's too steep. It's way too steep. So that's a real problem for this currency. So you can only take it at the top. You've got to get up here at the top. And once you get to the top, because it's so steep, she's just going to run them. So be aware. If it comes back up to the top, it's going to run it. You can see what the opportunity comes back to the top up here, right?
ユーロ OG です。で、まあこれエントリーしてる人も多いですよねみたいなことを言っていて、まあターゲットまで行ったのでリクイしましょうねみたいな話で、まあストップを下げましょうねっていう話で、で、まあこのトレンドっていうのがちょっとスティープ、急なのであれなんですけど、気をつけなくちゃいけないんですけど、まあこれからも見ていきたいよねっていう通貨ですねと。
Here, we'll be looking for this trade again, and then this trade right here. Big trade, but we can't take it at the bottom. Don't be the dumb money. Dumb money buys it, sells at the bottom. Smart money sells at the top. Be the smart money. Sell at the top for that trade and that trade right there. EuroCAD.
で、まあちゃんと上の方で売ろうねってね、一つ目、二つ目っていう、最終的には白い HSI のターゲットと。で、ユーロカナダ行きましょう。
EuroCAD did break. Oh, it did break the bear flag. Dang, guys, how did we miss this EuroCAD? How did we miss it? Man, look at that.
で、今スコットがすごく悔しがってました。ユーロカナダベアフラッグ割ってきたのになんでミスしたんだと。見逃したっていうことを言ってます。
Who was watching that? I certainly wasn't. Dang, got it. I hate to miss that one. We talked about this one this morning. If we can get out of this bear flag, we're going to trade it down to this line. What happened? Bam. That's exactly what happened. See? And somehow or another we missed it. See? I guess there's just too many other things going on. But, wow. I hate to miss that. Wow. That drives me crazy. Look at that trade. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost 7 T30s. Yeah. Almost 7 T30s. 210 pips. And we were sitting here watching it all day and missed it. I don't know how we missed it. Damn, God, that drives me nuts.
こんな悔しがってるスコット珍しいですね。で、ずっと今日朝から一緒に分析してやってましたよねって。で、ブレイクしたらやっていきたい。200ピップ下がってますよねって。
Alright, so what do we got now? Well, we got nothing now. See, we don't have any space down here. Now, why did they make this move? Can everybody see why they made this move?
なぜこれじゃあ、下がったのかなっていうと、ワイドオープンスペースだからだよねっていうことを言ってますよね。
Alright, wide open spaces. That's why we want to make those moves. That's where we want to make our trades. Only in those wide open spaces. When it's doing this floppy crap up in here, running bear flags and bull flags and all that. This is a bigger bull flag than we thought it looks like. And let me see what it did down there. I'm just curious now whether we could have got it at all. Oh gosh, yeah, we could have got it. All right, everybody see, here's the break, there's the hook, all right? There's the signal, right there, right to the target. That got it, 60 pips. All right, nice job, Joseph. Yeah, and that's why you use the entry order. You find a wide open space and you say, okay, if it makes this and I can figure this out, I'm going to have an entry.
で、ブレイクフックしてサイン出てますよねっていうことで。
ordering. So great job, Joseph. Way to go. Nice work. And down she goes. All right, that's good. So, I mean, there it was right there. And I'm sorry, folks. Wow. Notice it went to the fib, bounced on the fib. That would have been our place to move our stop. This is how you learn to trade, folks. You go back to the trade that worked, and you look and see, okay, what would I have done here, okay? As soon as I broke this bottom right here, if I took this trade, I'd have had to move my stop. But what did I get? I got another arrow and painted candle, and I had room to the target. I could have added a position below the 1.3200, which is where we had it, right there, you see. Below the 3200, add another position to the target, all right? So had we gotten that, we'd have got one trade from here down to here, and we'd have gotten a second trade from here down to here. So how many pips would that have been? We didn't get it. No, that was roughly 60 pips there, and this one would have been roughly 30, so 90 pips. All right. Nice job, Joseph. Way to go. I'm glad that somebody got it, and I'm sorry we missed it. That drives me nuts. Oh well, it's not the last trade in the Forex, so we see our next opportunities are down here.
まあ、2つのトレードできましたよねと。矢印が出ていて。まあ、点々ですよね。点々1つ目で、まあ、60ピップ、2つ目で30ピップ。約90ピップ取れてて、まあ、ジョセフさんが取れていてよかったですよねっていうことなんですけど、まあ、こんなに悔しがるスコットも珍しいなって僕は思うんですけど、まあ、こんだけ10何通貨、15通貨とか16通貨やってると、まあ、見逃してしまうのも仕方ないと思いますし、まあ、やることが多すぎるって今言ってたんですけど、まあ仕方ないことですよね。で、最終的には FX ってそういうもんだよみたいなこと言ってます。見逃さない方がいいよねみたいな。
Yeah, exactly right, Scott. Alright, so our next trade opportunity is right down here. Alright, so you don't want to be trading in this mess. This is a jump. Now, Joseph, if he's in there, he needs to move his stop. Just hang on. Just hang on to this thing through here. And then when it gets down here, add again here and add again here. Alright. And that whole run right there will pay your house payment this month, guys. Come on. Alright, so I missed that one, so that's what we're looking for. Man, I don't know how I missed it. We sat right here all day looking at this stupid thing. How did I miss it? I don't know. Alright, in a wedge, as you can see, stuck in the middle with you, but we are breaking out. And that's a good sign. It's also a bull flag, a bear flag, so a potential to come down to here. Alright, if it proves that it can break out, obviously you can see we got a huge problem here. Alright, one of them is potential head and shoulders. That's number one. Number two, we got a wick over here, which means any trade we take in here could be the bounce point on the PSR to send it straight back up. So the only place we can make a trade is below the PSR, right here. Alright, and then we can trade it down to 91.30.
カナダ円ですね。で、まあ、ヘッド&ショルダーが少し見えていますけど、この水色のサポートレジスタンス、まあ、サポートを割ってきたら売ってもいいよねみたいな。
And points below, right? Yeah, I guess you're right, Wendy. So you see that? We got to negate the head and shoulders. If this is the head and shoulders, we got to take it out. How do we take it out? We break this resistance. Once we break that resistance, we got to trade down here for 1, 2, 3, possibly as many as 90 pips right here. All right. So let's pay attention to that. All right. If it does break, and you see we also got a problem, and we're running a channel right here too, and that channel could stop it. It's a pretty well built channel. So what it may also do is if it breaks here, it may tag this and pull back up and then go. Alright, so be aware of that. Always look on the 240 and the 60. Never do any analysis down below the 240 and the 60. Look at them up on those big pictures charts so you can figure out what the market is really trying to do. It's the big boys who move these candles, folks, so we got to figure the big boys out. If you figure the big boys out, you can be successful. If you trade with the dumb money, you're going to be in trouble. Just that simple. Alright, so that's the opportunity in Singapore.
まあカナダ円だったんですけど、まあ値は、まあ、240とか60以下で、それより下で分析はしない方がいいよねっていう話を今してました。
And the Asian tonight. Alright. So, this is the New Zealand yen coming down pretty hard. It's in an uptrend. We're only a buyer. If it bounces here, we'll take the buy back up here. Alright. If it sells, we're going to have to take it out below here and back into this day chart trend, and then we'll have this trade down here. Alright, so we're in no man's land right now in the middle. No man.
まあ救援はもう同じくなんですけど、跳ね返るかブレイクするかで、まあ、今することないよねって言ってますね。
So, Pound New Zealand. So Pound New Zealand. Yeah, we got to watch for them too. Exactly right, Greg. Thank you for that. All right, up to the 240, and you can see we're bouncing on the day chart trend and a 240-minute trend. Let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for that. We're hoping to get the bounce and a fifth wave, and you can see they put in an exhausting wick here, which means that they found nothing but buyers down here. So we're looking for the buy, and we'll take the buy above 1.8200. All right, anytime above 1.
キウイポンド、ポンド乳児ですね。ポンド乳児。まあこれ跳ね返りで買ってきたよねと。
1.8200, you're looking for the opportunity for that trade.
1.8200 1.8200 より上で買いを狙っていきたいねと。
And you can already see they've already taken this target out here. So the trade is all the way up to the 618 fib up here. Right there. All the way up to there.
で、618まで狙っていきたいねと。
Silver, for those of you who can trade it, we're still going sideways and we're in a downtrend. We're more than likely this is going to break to the downside. So we'll be looking to trade this down to 2650 area, or maybe all the way down to 2640. Alright, so that's it. Victor will tell us when he's going to make the trade. Alright. Make sure you just tell him though that since he has he's just coming in that we're going to close this down in about 2 minutes. So.
まあ銀は、さておき、ポンドフラン行きましょ
う。Pound Chief, we got in it already. Ended up being a break-even trade. Alright, so nothing we can do about that. We're waiting to see if they'll. What I really hope they do is a bull flag like they did here. So do a bull flag here. We'll get this trade again, and then the big trade above it, right there. So.
ポンドフランは以前できたようなブルフラッグがまたできてきたら上にブレイクで買っていきたいねと。
Alright. That's exactly right, Joseph. You can't say much clearer than what Joseph just said. Figure out the big boys and figure out where the buyers and sellers will be, and then you can decide whether you're going to be one. Alright, that's what we're doing here. If they build a bull flag here and they break out of it, that's where the buyers will be. We want to be a buyer with them. See, exactly that. Alright, and so break-even trade. It's okay. It's not a loss. We're good. We're all right on that. And pound Aussie, man, if we can break this bottom, whew, that would be sweet. If we can break this bottom, and you can all see where the opportunity is, right there.
ポンド王子、このボトム抜けてきたら大きい動きですよねと。
180 pips down there. Do not miss that opportunity.
Do not miss that opportunity. 絶対これ逃したくないよねと。
So we're going to take the bottoms out, and the safest place is below the 618. You can place an entry order right now. See how you can tell that? All right. So you can see you got a wick here that was a bounce point. You got a wick here that was a bounce point. You got a wick here that was a bounce point. So if we get rid of them, where's the next bounce point? Right down here. So we can place an entry order below the 618. It's at 144.75. So we're down to 144.66 probably with the spread. 144.66. All right. For a trade down to 143.69. So almost 100 pips down there with an entry order. All right. So 123.66. Let's put a note on here because I want to put that trade in. Yo, 123.66. All right. So there we go. All right, that's it, folks. All right, don't forget tonight is beginner's night. All right, so if you're a beginning target trader, you may have been trading for 5 years, but you want to learn how to target trade. Target trading is different. We don't click out for 5 to 8 pips. We find the targets, we try to get into the trade, and we try to multiply our lots up to them. All right, it starts at 7:30 Eastern Central Time, 8:30 New York time. All right. Tomorrow morning, be flat in the market at 7:30 in the morning because we have core durable goods orders set. So be flat at 7:30 in the morning on any U.S.-based currency. Okay. I'm at 44. Okay. Oh, you're right. Thank you. What was I thinking? Take this down to 10. Ooh, might even get a better. See, now if this turns over, you might be able to get this trade to the downside. So when it pulls up like this, that gives you the opportunity to trade to your entry order, and then let the entry order go in. EO at 1.4466. Thank you. Thanks for that heads up, by the way. All right. So I like this trade a lot, and you see it once it pulled back. See, if you took the trade here, look at that. Oh my gosh, you got a red deal, man! Oh man, what happened? And then you got stopped out here, right? Why? Well, we were right here at the 618 fib. If you didn't have a 618 fib on there, you wouldn't have known that, and you would have traded right into it, and it stopped you out, and you'd be going, the broker stopped me again. The broker didn't stop you out. You hit the target. He took the trade right at the target. That's not smart. Don't do that, right? So EJ is going again. I'll look at it real quick. All right, you know, this is one of those this is an enter when ready, folks. So, you know, it's going right now. We got our entry order in. We don't have our trade set up yet. We don't have an RF 1010. We got it. Arrow and painted candle here. This keeps going. We'll probably get it. You got to have to move your stop by the 121. Don't forget that. So if it eats up too much real estate on the way to the 121, you can't make the trade. You want this candle to print, and then have a great day. We'll talk to you tonight.
はい、まあ今日のセッションギャップこんな感じでした。まあ今日も、まあ昨日はそのポンド円とかユーロ円とか、まあスコットが随分見逃すなよっていうトレード、その通りになってたので、まあ僕ら夜中だったんで厳しかったかもしれませんけど、まあその通り動いてたなという感じでした。また明日撮りますので、ご確認ください。それではどうも今日もありがとうございました。失礼します。